new session at Graduate Guru. Last session we started a topic banking company accounts, that is final accounts of banking companies, and today we'll be continuing that topic. Now we had done the balance sheet format और balance sheet format के साथ हमने 5 schedules किए थे which covered our liability side of the balance sheet. So now we are moving on to the asset side. So we'll go to schedule number 6, which is cash and balances with RBI. RBI is the central bank of our country and all banks have to maintain a balance with them as I explained last time. So ये schedule talks about what are the balances maintained with RBI and with any other banks also. So the first part over here will be cash in hand. Just like any company, banking companies also maintain cash balance. So ये cash balance होगा and this includes the foreign currency. So including foreign currency. Generally foreign currency dealings only happen through banks. तो banks के पास हमेशा foreign exchange भी होता है in the terms of dollars or pounds or euros. So that balance is also added to our normal cash balance. Then we have balance with RBI. Now under that there are two parts. So our first part is in current account and second part is in other accounts. Because banks are running a business, generally they are allowed to maintain a current account with the RBI. जैसे हमारे normal businessmen maintain करते हैं current account, वैसे ही banks will maintain that current account with RBI. So that is reflected separately. और अगर करंट अकाउंट के अलावा और कोई अकाउंट मेंटेन कर रहे हैं विद आरबीआई लाइक अ डिपॉजिट अकाउंट और अ सेविंग्स अकाउंट देन दैट इज शोन सेपरेटली. So this will be our total of our 6th schedule, that is cash and balance with RBI. Then going to 7th schedule, that is our balances with banks and money at call notice. It's called call and short notice. Now basically जैसे आरबीआई के साथ अकाउंट मेंटेन करते हैं, बैंक्स आर अलाउड टू मेंटेन अकाउंट्स विद अदर बैंक्स आल्सो. सो दिस शेड्यूल शोज अस व्हाट आर द बैलेंसेस व्हिच आवर पर्टिकुलर बैंक हैज विद सम अदर बैंक. सो जैसे जस्ट टू गिव यू एन एग्जांपल, से देयर इज स्टेट बैंक एंड देयर इज सेंट्रल बैंक ऑफ इंडिया. सो स्टेट बैंक कैन मेंटेन अ अकाउंट विद सेंट्रल बैंक और सेंट्रल बैंक कैन मेंटेन विद स्टेट बैंक. सो दैट विल रिफ्लेक्ट ओवर हियर. नाउ व्हाट इज दिस मनी एट कॉल एंड शॉर्ट नोटिस? This is nothing but when one bank gives a amount to another bank at a short notice period. So immediate अगर requirement है तो हमारा balance जो दूसरे बैंक के साथ होता है, I can immediately ask that bank to give that money to me. So that is termed as money at call and short notice. Under this, we will show a breakup as within India and outside India. So the first part is in India. And under that we will show a breakup. So there first, as we said, there are two parts यहाँ पे, balance with bank and money at call and short notice. So we have to show that as two separate parts. So under that my first part is balances with banks. And within that I will show my, again जैसे यहाँ पे ब्रेकअप दिखाया था in current account and in other accounts, same way we'll show the breakup over here. So part A is in current account and B is in other deposit accounts. So any kind of deposit account is included over here. So these are the balance which we are maintaining with the other bank. So this is our first part, and our second part is money at call and short notice. So under that also we have with banks. These balances can either be maintained with banks or other institutions. So यहाँ पर भी अंदर दो parts है. First is with banks and second is, as I said, with other institutions. So this all will cover our in India. So in India I can have balance with bank and I can have money at call and short notice. Again, within that I can have it with bank or with any other institution. So this will give us our first total. And I also have to show a breakup in another way. So यहाँ पर ये सब in India था. Now again I'll be showing it for outside India. These same balances I can maintain outside India with foreign banks also. So that part we'll show separately. So there we'll have in current accounts, or in other deposit accounts, or money at call and short notice. So in Indian banks or in India we are showing it as balance with bank and money at call and short notice, और यहाँ पे ज़्यादा breakup दिखाया है हमने. But here outside India I am just dividing it into three categories, either current account, other deposit or money at call and short notice. So these two will give us our final grand total. So this will be our total amount after we've added the in India and the outside India amounts. So that was our schedule 7. Now we come to our schedule number 8. And schedule number 8 is for investments. Just like any company can have investments in other companies or in other banks, same way banks are also allowed to invest their money, because that is another way in which they can earn income. So यहाँ पर again I will be showing investments in India and investments outside India. So first is investments in India. Now within that there are different categories. अगर जो हमारे sum में जो होगा, that we are going to show over here. We'll just write some examples. So one is government securities, which is an important investment for banks. Banks के लिए government securities is a very safe way to invest. So that will definitely be there in our sum. Then we have other approved securities. So other than government, if the banks are allowed to invest in other securities, then that. Then there is also shares. Banks may have shares of other companies. Generally, bank underwriting business bhi karti hai. So at the time of underwriting, they are bound to buy the shares of that company. So automatically they become the shareholders, and that is shown as an investment in their balance sheet. There could also be debentures and bonds. जैसे शेयर्स में इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं किसी कंपनी के, वैसे ही we can also invest in the debentures or bonds of some other companies. So that is one of the investment. Then we also have subsidiaries or joint ventures. So if we are investing in some other smaller company, तो वो कंपनी हमारी सब्सिडियरी कंपनी हो गई, we become the holding company of that company, and जो भी shares हमारे उस कंपनी में है, that will be shown separately, that will not be shown over here. So if the bank is a holding company for some other company, then we are going to show that share over here separately. So this is subsidiaries and joint ventures, and finally we have others. Any other investment that the bank has made which is not covered in this entire list. So this will give us our total for investments in India, and then our second part will be investments outside India. So again over there you can have government securities, that is foreign government securities if we have purchased. We may also have subsidiaries or joint ventures, the same thing that we wrote over here. So अगर किसी foreign company में हमने invest किया है as holding company, then that will appear over here. And finally we have others. So for foreign investment, the breakup is less. Okay. So this will again give us our subtotal for foreign investment, and finally दोनों का total करके we will get our grand total of investments. So that is our schedule 8. Before we move to schedule 9, first take this down, then we'll go ahead with the next schedule. So let's go to schedule number 9 now, and schedule number 9 is for advances. Now what we should understand is that advances for a bank is basically a loan that they have given. कोई भी company के लिए on the asset side if I am showing advances means it is given to somebody. और banks का main function क्या है? One is accepting deposits. वो सारे deposits जाते हैं liability में, which we saw in the last session, and whatever loans they have given, that will appear over here. So again over here this is a very important schedule, and it is broken up into various parts. So our first part A, there we have three things. One is bills purchased and discounted. Now we've done this bills discounting earlier, even in our basic accounts. Bills discounting, generally when a person has a bill, उसे किसी से पैसे लेने हैं, instead of money he gets a bill from that person. He wants money immediately. तो वो क्या करेगा? उसके पास क्या option है? He can go to the bank, get that bill discounted. The bank will give him immediate money, but of course bank उसमें से थोड़ा discount काट लेती है, and that is why it is called discounting of bill. So that is also like a loan given to the person. So that is shown under advances. Then we have cash credits, bank overdrafts and loans repayable on demand. Means I can demand that amount anytime. So ऐसे short term loans होते हैं which the bank can demand from the customer at any time. So that is shown over here. So basically cash credits, bank overdrafts, these are accounts maintained by businessmen with the bank. They are allowed to use more money than what is there in their account. So that is our bank overdraft. हमें वो concept पता है. Cash credit is also something similar. Bank opens a separate account, puts an amount with in that account, and the businessman can use that amount whenever he wants. उस पे interest charge करती है bank. So these are all different ways in which the bank advances money. And last is term loans. Term loans generally are long-term loans which are given by the bank for various purposes. जैसे personal loan हो गया, housing loan हो गया, vehicle loan हो गया. So all those loans which we as normal people take from a bank, the bank shows it over here as their asset because that's an advance given by them to us. So this is the first part of our schedule. Then when we come to part B, in that we show the breakup as secured by tangible assets, then we have covered by bank or government guarantees, and third is unsecured. So यही जो लोन के अमाउंट्स है, this and this total will be same. So ये और ये total add नहीं होगा. The basic thing is here I am showing what type of advance it is. Here I am showing whether it is secured or it is unsecured. So secured by tangible assets means कोई भी अगर asset की document के सामने, जैसे घर के सामने, if a loan has been given, then that will appear under this one because house property is a tangible asset and we have a security of that house property for that particular loan. Then covered by bank or government guarantees. Sometimes certain loans, huge loans are given and they are backed by a guarantee by the government or by some other bank, generally RBI you could say. So ऐसा अगर कोई loan है जिसकी guarantee है from the government or from the bank, then that will appear over here. And finally, whichever loans are unsecured, generally a bank overdraft and all these short-term loans will be unsecured. So that will appear over here. So as I said, this total and the total for these three will be the same. Okay, so total loans should match. जहाँ पर भी security नहीं है, guarantee नहीं है, it automatically goes in unsecured, but all the time this total will be equal to this total. Then there is another part also, which is part C within this schedule itself. So there I have first advances in India. So जैसे हमने earlier schedules में in India and outside India का breakup दिखाया था, वैसे ही for advances also I want to show what are the advances given within India and what are the advances given outside India. So in India, again over there we have priority sector, that is for our governmental development type of projects, infrastructure projects, all that goes into priority sector. So priority sector के लिए हमने कितनी loan दी है. Then we have public sector. So this is generally concerned with government loans, whatever loans have been directly given to the government or government departments or government authorities. Then we have banks. So when one bank gives a loan to another bank, that is shown over here within India. And of course, finally we have others. Others includes all other loans given to our various customers. So we have a total over here. I'll call that total 1. That is for this part. Okay. And then the second part says advances outside India. So these are all our foreign loans basically. Within that also we show a breakup. Number 1 is due from banks. That is foreign banks ko if we have given any loans, then that will appear over here. And we have due from others. Within due from others, we have to show our breakup, something similar to what we showed over here. So the first is bills purchased and discounted. So अगर foreign bills हमने discount किए हैं, then that will come over here. Then we have syndicated loans. Syndicated loans generally are loans जहाँ पर एक Indian company और एक foreign company मिलके loan देती है. So whatever is my stake in that syndicate loan, that will appear over here. And finally we have others. So any other foreign loan will appear over here which is not given to a bank. Okay. So this will be my subtotal 2. And then again we'll have our major total. And as I said, if I call this A, I call this B, and I call this C, A will always be equal to B, will always be equal to C. Okay, because C shows breakup of in India, outside India. My B shows just breakup according to security, and A shows the breakup according to the nature of the loan. So एक loan just as an example, यहाँ पर भी हो सकता है, यहाँ पर भी होगा और यहाँ पर भी होगा. So eventually तीनों loans के जो हम total बता रहे हैं, that will be the same. Then we go to schedule number 10, fixed assets. For any business, whether it is a bank or not, fixed assets के बिना business नहीं हो सकता है. But for bank, that is not the major part of their asset. It is one of the part of their assets. So fixed assets, we show first premises. So generally banks have branches. Branches are located at different places and mostly they have those places. उनकी अपनी जगह होती है. So premises is the major asset and that is why premises is shown separately in the asset schedule. And generally just जैसे हम assets बताते हैं, cost minus depreciation and we get our WDV. So that's the general breakup which we anyway show for assets even in a common balance sheet. And after that we have other fixed assets. Again you show the same breakup, that is cost minus depreciation and that gives us our WDV. Okay, so this is how you show your fixed assets. So यहाँ पर ज़्यादा breakup नहीं दिया है, it's only premises or other assets. Here also I am not supposed to show the details of the other assets anywhere. So एक बस total दे देना है, that total other assets कितना है, cost minus depreciation. Okay, so that's the end of our 10th schedule. Then we have schedule number 11 which is other assets. जैसे liabilities में other liabilities था, वैसे ही यहाँ पे whatever is not covered in any of our asset schedules, right from investment to our balance with bank, या fixed assets हो गया या advances हो गया. If there is anything which is an asset but not covered under these schedules, it will all go under other assets. So here we first have inter-office adjustment. If you remember, this was also there on the liability side, and I had explained to you that if the net amount is a credit, that is liability total है, तो liability side पे आएगा. If the net amount is a debit, then that will appear over here. So depending on whether it's an asset or a liability. Then we have interest accrued. So this is the interest which we are supposed to receive. It has accrued to us, it has become due to us. So that interest comes over here as other assets. Then we have tax paid in advance. Or your tax deducted at source, that is TDS. जो हमने किसी के अमाउंट से टैक्स अगर काटा है, which I have to pay to the government, okay, that, the amount which is deducted from my income, that will appear over here. What I deduct will go to the liability side. So either I have paid something in advance or somebody has deducted tax from my income. That appears over here in my assets. Then we have stationery and stamps. So these are small things which the bank always has. Bank में stationery लगती है. They have to take various printouts. So there are pens and various stationery. So that is not accounted anywhere separately. It is shown as other assets, stationery and stamps, one total amount. And then we have non-banking assets. Acquired against claims. So suppose किसी ने loan लिया था and they could not pay the loan. Instead of the money against the loan, हमने उनसे कोई asset ले लिया है which was secured. Okay? So that asset is not a banking asset. It's not related to my banking business. But I have got that asset because somebody did not pay the loan. So such assets जो bank ज़ब्त कर लेती है, those are shown over here. And finally we have others. So even if other than these there is something else which is an asset which does not come in any of my schedules, then I'll show it over here as others. And finally we'll get our total of our other assets. Okay? Take this down, then we have one more schedule in the balance sheet, and then we'll go ahead with the profit and loss account. So let's go to schedule number 12 now, which is contingent liabilities. Now for companies also हमने देखा है what is contingent liabilities. Generally these are outside the balance sheet liabilities जो हमें sure नहीं है if we have to pay, or when we pay, how much we will pay, that also we don't know. So those liabilities are called contingent. Now this is purely outside the balance sheet, so इसका total balance sheet के अंदर नहीं जाता है. It does not add to our balance sheet total, but still for banks it is compulsory to show a list of contingent liabilities. So let's see what is included in this list. First is claims against the bank not acknowledged as debts. Claims against the bank not acknowledged as debts. Now what does this mean is that bank पे किसी ने, they have claimed some amount from the bank, but bank says that they don't have to pay that amount. So bank is not acknowledging it as debt. Means bank says हमें ये amount नहीं pay करना है. So there is some kind of a case going on, in short, and whenever that judgment will come, it will be decided जबकि बैंक को pay करना है और कितना amount pay करना है. Okay. Next is liability for partly paid investments. Now in various other topics we have seen that when shares are issued by company, they ask for the amount in parts. So वो say 10 rupees के share है, तो in the initial stage they will ask for 2 rupees, then 3 rupees, then maybe 2 rupees more. तो जहां पर हमने पूरा अमाउंट पे नहीं किया है शेयर्स पे, दैट इज बैंक्स के पास कंपनी के शेयर्स हैं, बट दे हैव नॉट पेड द फुल अमाउंट, इट इज पार्टली पेड. सच अमाउंट जो पार्टली पेड अमाउंट है, से 2 rupees शेयर पे पे नहीं हुआ है, then that 2 rupees per share is shown over here as contingent liability, because that company kabhi bhi they can ask us to pay this amount. So it is our liability, but when it will be payable we don't know. Next is liability on account of outstanding forward exchange contracts. These are contracts which are made for a future date. So again they become payable only on the happening of some event. तो जब तक वो event नहीं होगी, we will not know how much amount we have to pay and when we have to pay. So any such forward exchange contracts are shown over here as contingent. Then guarantees given for constituents. Constituents are entities or other banks which are related to this bank in some way or the other. So they are their minors, juniors you can say. So ऐसे constituents के लिए अगर हमने कोई guarantee दी है, in case this constituent fails to pay that money, suppose constituent ने loan लिया, हमने guarantee दी, constituent does not pay that loan. In that case, I will have to pay that amount because I have given a guarantee. So I am not sure कि ऐसा event होगा and whether I will have to pay that money or not. So it is shown as a contingent liability. Here I have to show a breakup as in India and outside India. Okay. So Indian loans and outside Indian loans. Then we have acceptances, endorsements and other obligations. So generally our acceptances which are endorsed to somebody else, वहां पर in case that person does not pay the amount, suppose हमारा bill है जो हमने accept करके किसी को हमें किसी ने accept करके दिया था and we gave it to somebody else. Now if that person जिसे पैसे देने हैं, he does not pay the money, we will be liable for that. So such amounts are shown over here. And finally we have other contingent liabilities. So anything else which is not included above but it is a contingent liability will be shown over here as others. So this will give us the total of our contingent liabilities. We will take it to the balance sheet, but we will not include it in the total of our balance sheet. Okay, so when we are doing the sums, you will understand that better. So these were all the schedules about balance sheet. Now P&L account also has a separate format under the Banking Companies Act. So P&L के format के साथ उसके भी schedules होते हैं, which I'll be taking up in the next session. So just now take this down and we wind up the session for now. Thank you.